if you have been feeling sad, down, not like yourself, you just feel so fed up with how you're feeling, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Nimi Lolu. I'm the quintessential girly girl. We are going to talk about how you can be your best self in 2025. Better yet, finding your girly self again. Now, before I jump into everything, I need to first acknowledge something that's very, very important. We see a lot of stuff about girliness, girly girl, femininity, tap into your feminine power, how to get into your higher self, all that stuff. We love all that stuff for who wants it, but that is not what this is about. This is not about your femininity. And I say that just because femininity is such a spectrum. You can be on any end of that spectrum that you want. What this is very, very specific. This is being your girly self. I firmly believe that every woman has a girly part. They have a girly self. This is something that you are just naturally born with. But over a certain time, you start to see that kind of sequester. You see it kind of shrink and kind of go away. It can happen in so many different ways. It can happen from, you being yourself at a young age and then people saying, oh, don't do that, we don't like that, don't act that. Or you being your authentic self and you find that your friends that you grew up with didn't really like that. And so they were like, don't do that anymore. And so you started to just shrink yourself more and more and more until you are no longer that girly self that you were. You are no longer in line or in tune with that girly self. When I talk about the girly self, I'm talking about things that are natural to who you are, that you were literally out the womb with, that gusto, that energy, that power that you were just you've naturally had, but it's been locked away because of, negative sayings or because of negative surroundings or whatever it may be. So when I say finding your girly self, I mean you are getting back to you. You are getting back to the natural version of you. You are getting back to the best version of you for you. That's what I'm saying. That's it. That is it. That is it. The subject of femininity, it is something that is needed in this space, but that's not something that I cover. That's not something that I actually think is the importance of this subject. I think it's more so like an asterisk. Let's just clear that out of the way. And now let's get into the nitty-gritty meat and bones. When I say how to become the best version of you, how to get back to your girly self, the first thing, the very first most important thing that you have to recognize is doing what is right for you. So again, think back to that younger girly self when, oh my gosh, I'm gonna jump up and this is what I want to wear. You knew that you wanted to wear those yellow boots. You knew that the yellow boots made you feel so comfortable and so good and so bold and so encouraged. But someone along the way said, ooh, girl, those yellow boots do not match your skin tone. And now all of a sudden, you don't even wear the yellow boots anymore. You threw them away. You didn't even hide them in the closet. You threw them away. Why did you do that? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna chastise you. This is not a chastising. It's okay. We all get hurt. But the first thing in getting back to your girly self is doing what is right for you. I naturally have a very curious mind. I love anything that is super technical, anything that's mechanical, anything that just processes or systems. I love that. I just naturally love it. I find it very, very interesting. Now, my dad, he studied civil engineering. He worked as a civil engineer. And so in my mind, I was like, okay, this is something that I could do. This is something that makes sense for me. My dad did it. I probably could do it. So when I got to college, I actually first studied physics. I know, very random, but I thought that physics would give me all the answers to everything. It would help me figure out how things worked and all the science and all that stuff. But in my first year, I was failing so badly. My grades just weren't good. And I realized also that physics was so theoretical. It was so involved. It was so layered. Wait, no, I wanted to just know how the machinery worked. So I switched my degree to mechanical engineering. And I still struggled, not gonna lie. It was very challenging and very hard. I picked it with the mindset of okay, so my dad did this and he was successful at it. So I could do this and I could be successful at it. And once I graduated, I did get a job in engineering, but I hated it. I hated it so much. I hated it. I hated it for so many reasons, but the primary reason being that I had to stuff myself into a box that did not allow me to be me. It took me, I think, 6 years of working in engineering before I realized that it wasn't right for me. 6 years. And when you count the 6 years plus college. So 10-ish years that I spent doing something that was not right for me. During that time, a lot of what I experienced was feeling completely overwhelmed, feeling very depressed. I felt like I was doing what was right for other people and not what was right for me. When you don't pick what is right for you, you are stifling who you truly are. You are literally saying, let me just go ahead and lock her up in a box, put her away for now, and let me do this thing instead because I know people will like me for this instead. That's literally how I felt. I was doing engineering. While I loved the science of it, I was also doing engineering because I knew my parents would be proud of me. Once everyone surrounded me, anytime I said, oh, I'm studying engineering, people's eyes would light up and be like, ooh, ah, like they would get so excited because they thought of that as something that was worth doing. Whereas deep inside of me, I was like, this is not really for me. Like I could be interested in something, but me doing it was just not, it was not it. This is important. You cannot be your best self. You cannot be your girly self if you are not doing what is right for you. You know how we talked about the example in the beginning, how you grew up, what comes naturally to you, what's for you? That's what you're trying to tap back into. And this covers all aspects. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about job. I'm talking about career. I'm talking about hobbies. I'm talking about friends. Like if you are in a space that is not right for you, you are going to stifle all of your energy. You're gonna stifle all of the goodness, all the good juices and the good vibes, all the goodness that's within you, you are completely stifling it just right then and there when you do not choose what is right for you. Another thing that you have to do if you wanna return to your girly self is work on your self-esteem. Let me say this. Your self-esteem is the foundation of whatever you do. Your self-esteem is the foundation of what you're capable of doing. So for example, if I want to be a lawyer, let's say I wanted to be a lawyer, but my self-esteem was constantly like, oh, I can't be a lawyer. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I'm gonna have to study. I'm not smart enough. I'm not capable enough. That means it's impossible. That means you already can't do it because your self-esteem, the foundation, is so weak that you don't believe in yourself to do something. Okay, let's say I'm sitting on the couch and I am craving ice cream so badly. I love ice cream. Milk and cookies is my favorite flavor from Ben & Jerry's. But yes, we're sitting on the couch and we're like, oh, I really want some ice cream right now. But if I start telling myself, oh my gosh, I can't get ice cream. I don't think I can do it. Like, I don't think it's possible. Oh man, like there's just so many flavors to pick from. I wouldn't even know what would taste good, but I want the ice cream, but I would have to get up, I'd have to put my shoes on, I just don't think I could do it. That already, the self-esteem that's coming out of you is preventing you from getting that ice cream. Now, if I did the different example of like, I want ice cream. I think I can get ice cream. I could probably get ice cream. I just have to put my shoes on and I have to walk to the grocery store and then I have to look at all the different selections and read all the different lists and then I think I'd probably be able to get ice cream. You see how there's that smallest shift of my confidence in myself and my capabilities of what I can do is already leading me to get the ice cream that I want. I know it's a very juvenile example, I'm sorry, but it's there for a reason. Your self-esteem is the foundation of achieving whatever you want. So if you don't have the self-esteem to do what you need to do, you're not gonna be able to do it. That's the cold, hard truth. That is the truth. You're not gonna be able to do it if you don't have the self-esteem. Now, if we're talking about self-esteem and ways that you want to get back to your girly self, I love journaling. That has always been my rock, my core, my thing that I always go back to. Let me show you my journals. Here we have my journals over the past, I think this is the past three, maybe 4 years. I love these. I love going back to them. I love reading them. I love just seeing how I was feeling at the time and processing all those emotions. What journaling does is it takes the thoughts that you have in your head and dumps it out on paper and makes it real. So if you are someone who is constantly saying these negative things to yourself, saying, I'm not capable, I can't do it, I'm not gonna get out of this rut, I'm down and out, you need to start journaling. You need to start journaling because then you'll actually start to see what you've been saying about yourself. Everything looks excessively pink right now, but that's just because I love pink. I don't know how else to explain it. I love pink. When you start journaling, you are really able to reflect back on what it is that you're saying to yourself, how you've been talking to yourself, how you've been thinking. And it is nice to have that sounding board. This is also great if you just feel like you don't really have people around you to talk about and have these really honest, painful, real conversations. Journaling will give you that space to do it. So all you have to do is literally get a notebook. It does not have to be a pink notebook. It just has to be any notebook that you can start to write out every day. You need to write in your journal just what you're feeling. Downpour those emotions. Once you turn your thoughts into actual physical words, you're giving it power. It's something that's tangible that you're now more aware of. You're going to be able to recognize where you are with your self-confidence and how you've been upholding it and how you can bring it back. I can make a whole video about journaling, which I probably will, but the one thing you need to do is start downloading these negative thoughts into your journal and then reflect back on what it is that you're saying to yourself. How are you speaking to yourself? Another thing I would totally recommend is finding a therapist. I think having someone to talk to that is a professional is so important and is so helpful. More specifically, if you are someone who has been through very traumatic things, you have no one in your life that you can trust, you've dealt with so much, you really need to talk to a therapist, because a therapist will actually help you break down those walls and those barriers. Journaling is perfect, it's fine, it's great if you feel like I got this on my own, but if you're someone who's really, really struggling, I would suggest you talk to a therapist. And the last thing you're gonna do to work on your self-esteem is take a look around at the people you spend time with. Who are you spending your time with? Because let me tell you, you might be very surprised, sometimes the most negative people in your life are the people that you're closest to. It can be your best friend, it can be your partner, it can be sometimes your mom, you know, girls that you grew up with. You just don't know. You become so normalized with their negativity and the way that they speak about you, the way they speak about things, that you've sequestered your self-esteem, you've crushed it, you've minimized it in their presence because you don't want them to say anything negative or bad about you. You need to stop that. You need to stop it. But this is my very serious warning, because you're only hurting yourself. It's not always worth the effort to try to explain to the person, hey, you're a negative Nancy. They're probably not gonna take it well. So don't waste your breath, don't waste your time, save yourself, and just exit stage left very quietly. Recognize that this person is very negative and I don't want to spend my energy around them. Okay, my battery's almost about to die, so I gotta go through the rest of these really, really fast. In addition to that, you really have to stop the negative thinking. Once you've removed those people from your space, you yourself have to stop the negative thinking. If you look in the mirror, the first thing you see is, oh my gosh, I'm so ugly. Oh my gosh, I'm hideous. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get that job, or I'm not gonna get into the school that I wanna get into. Whatever those knots are, you have to stop the negative self-talk. You can't have a good self-esteem if you're constantly crushing yourself down. It just doesn't work like that. And even me, for myself, I have the days where I feel very negative, where I feel very down on myself. Those are the days where I grab my journal and I'm like, bestie, help. I'm so down and out right now. I feel like crap today. I feel so shitty. I feel not good. And just writing those things out start to kind of like make me more aware. Oh my gosh, why am I beating down on myself this much? Because most of the time you wouldn't even talk about other people that way. So why are you talking about yourself that way? Stop the negative talk. The next thing that you're gonna do to get back to your girly self is you need to start taking care of you. Listen, when you see a girly girl, when you see someone who's just very like, ooh, they have it, they have taken care of themselves to the most intense degree. That is really what you're seeing. We always talk about like the, ooh, that girly girl aesthetic. Her nails are done, her hair are done, her outfit's on, all that stuff. You know what that is? That is her saying, I am going to prioritize and take care of myself. I'm going to make myself feel so good. I'm going to make myself feel like the princess that I am. That is what you're really seeing. You're seeing time that she's put in to take care of yourself. And that's what you need to start doing. Think of like a little newborn baby that's just born and they're so cute, they're so adorable, but they can't do anything for themselves. They can't put their pants on. They can't put lotion on themselves. They can't do anything. But you step in and you help. You put the clothes on the little baby. You put the lotion on the little cute baby. You put the little hat on. You make sure it's warm and cozy and cute. That's what you're gonna do for yourself. That's what you need to start doing. You need to start treating yourself with the same level of care and love and attention that you would a little baby. Like a little baby version of yourself, basically. So you're gonna start brushing your hair in a cute style that makes you feel happy and confident. You're going to do your nails in a way that makes you feel happy and confident. Trust me when I say this. If you just get your nails nicely done, nicely manicured, every time you look down at them, you're gonna be like, oh my God, these are so cute. They're gonna make you happy, not other people. That is the most important thing about this part. You are taking care of you and you're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for you. That part is when you start to see all the negative that's been caked on around you. You're just gonna start brushing them off. You're like, no, that doesn't take care of me. Those words don't take care of me. Or this boyfriend talking to me negatively, that is not taking care of me. That's not taking care of myself. You will start to treat yourself with respect just by taking care of yourself with the little things. Whew. So That was a lot. I think I'll stop there because I feel like that's just enough for you to get the meat and bones of things. But I do want to give you some homework. I know I hate homework, but I'm going to give you some because I think it's very helpful. They're all very, very simple things. One is to get a journal. It can be any type of journal. Just get a journal and start writing it every day. So you can set an alarm. I always write in my journal right before I go to bed, kind of just do a brain dump. Or you could do it right in the morning when you wake up if you have a lot of thoughts on your mind. Then this is more specific, more targeted. If you are someone who is dealing with any unhealthy trauma, any past pains, any things that you need to heal over, find a therapist. Make that priority number one if you can. And then 3, assess who you are spending your time with. Anyone who is in that negative Nancy, dump them in the can. Dump them. It's not worth it. Number 4 is do one thing for yourself. Before I drop my next video, I really need you to do just one thing for yourself. Whether that's I'm gonna take a bath today. I'm gonna pamper myself. I'm gonna do my nails myself. I'm gonna give myself an hour to style my hair in a beautiful way that makes me feel confident. I'm gonna wear the most gorgeous dress in my closet just to go out for lunch. Treat yourself. That's it. Those are like the simplest homework. First of all, I don't like homework. That has got to be the best and the simplest and the most fun homework that anyone has ever had. You just need to do those 4 things. We're gonna start this journey of getting back to your girly self. I'm so excited and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please drop them down below. I'll obviously answer all of them. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, my girly cakes.